So today is Sunday, July 26th, which means Comic-Con San Diego is officially wrapped up. So let's talk about some of the big reveals. First off, Hall H, Marvel's big panel, which actually didn't last very long. It was actually about 40 minutes as opposed to a full hour. And they didn't go through a huge slate of movies that they're planning like they have in the past. And there weren't a whole lot of announcements, relatively speaking, compared to past years, but still some exciting news nonetheless. The first big reveal was Ryan Gosling starring as Ghost Rider in a standalone movie directed by no other than Sean Levy. It's crazy because they're both working on Star Wars Starfighter, where Ryan Gosling is also the lead character, and it's also directed by Sean Levy. Sean Levy, of course, directed Deadpool and Wolverine, which debuted at Comic-Con 2 years ago when I first attended. And that was an amazing movie, in my opinion. It has some flaws, but overall, it was just such a joyful movie to watch. Fan service galore and just a ton of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Sean Levy does with the Ghost Rider franchise. And with a strong actor like Ryan Gosling in the lead, I have full faith that it's going to be another banger. Now, they didn't say if it was going to be rated R or PG-13. I would guess that they're going to go for an R rating because Deadpool and Wolverine was R rated and it was a huge hit. They have proof that an R rated Marvel project can work. They just got to have faith in it and go all in. What I love about this announcement is that Ryan Gosling kind of manifested this to happen, right? So he's very vocal and has been vocal for a few years, expressing his desire to play the character of Ghost Rider. And this is very reminiscent of the Comic-Con announcement in 2019 when we first got Simu Liu announced as Shang-Chi. And Simu Liu famously tells a story about how he tweeted over to Marvel like, hey, let's talk. And it actually happened, right? So I don't know if this was a result of Ryan basically advocating for himself or if that was just a coincidence, but either way, so happy to see him take on the role. I think he's going to be great. They didn't specifically confirm and verify that it was going to be Johnny Blaze, but I assume it is going to be Johnny Blaze, just based on his overall look and the fact that this is presumably going to take place after big changes resulting from Doomsday and how the different universes are going to function. And basically, we assume it's going to be merged into one functional universe at the end of that movie. So we're going to have a chance to introduce a new Ghost Rider, which will be Johnny Blaze. And we've seen Ryan Gosling in other movies where he's donning a cool leather jacket and his character is having to drive and that sort of thing. So I think he's going to fit that role very nicely. I think he's got the characteristics to be a very believable Johnny Blaze / Ghost Rider. Logo that showed up when they revealed it is pretty much the classic comic book logo that they have for Ghost Rider. Didn't blow me away. I would have liked to see some more color and some 3-dimension, maybe some white, maybe some yellow flames to kind of represent what the skull of Ghost Rider iconically looks like, as opposed to an all flat red. But nonetheless, it didn't take away from the excitement that, number one, they're doing Ghost Rider as a movie, and number two, we got Ryan Gosling, which is like a dream fan cast. I think I speak for most of the fan base when I say, yeah, we all wanted to see that happen, and it's happening. Of course, the main attraction was the Avengers Doomsday panel, where we had pretty much all the actors come out on different stages, including one in the very back. So you give a little something to the people in the very back, thinking they would have like the worst view. That was pretty cool. I did notice there was a few big names missing. Chris Hemsworth's Thor wasn't there. Hugh Jackman I was hoping to see, but he didn't show up. Professor X Magneto actors weren't there either, so which is understandable. They're older. But it wasn't a complete cast, but it was still a ton of them, which was very exciting to see. And just seeing them go up and down the aisles, giving everybody high fives was really cool. Then you had Deadpool show up in a gray denim outfit, which when he started talking, we all knew was actually Ryan Reynolds underneath the suit, which was confirmed via his social media when he unmasked himself and took a picture later. Very hilarious moments. I don't know for sure if that means Deadpool's in the movie. I would not be surprised if he appeared in some form or fashion, perhaps in a post-credit scene or maybe one of their side missions he's there. Either way, very exciting if he's going to be part of it in any way, or if it's just a setup for things to come after the Avengers Doomsday movie. either way, still happy to see more Deadpool. So the other thing I'll mention is he wore a gray and black suit, which is not to be mistaken with the Ash suit from the second movie, because there's no remnants of red from that suit. This is a totally new suit. In fact, it's totally new material. It is made with a denim material, which I don't know if that's supposed to be a throw to gray jean material, jean gray, right? So I don't know if he's just trolling us with that, or maybe we're reading too much into it. What I'm hoping this indicates is that there's going to be another Deadpool movie, or maybe even an X-Force movie, where we get the black and gray suit team, which we saw in the comic books. Wolverine's on that team. X-23 dons that suit. Archangel. We've seen different members of the X-Force team wear the all gray and black stealthy looking suits. So I'm hoping that's what that is. But time will tell. But you guys let me know, what are the chances of us getting an X-Force movie where they do wear the all gray? Even though it wasn't like the full cast, it was such a sight to see all of these actors from all across from different movies, including the X-Men, including Shang-Chi, including the new Avengers, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, just seeing all the various members. There was a bit of a surprise appearance by Haley Atwell, who plays Peggy Carter, but not too surprising given one of the teasers was centered on Captain America having a baby, presumably with Peggy Carter. So yes, of course she's going to be in the movie in at least some capacity, perhaps in just that timeline where they show Captain America happy, kind of on borrowed time, using a different timeline to achieve his happiness in building a family with Peggy Carter. I don't know if she's going to be suited up and, doing any of the action, but great to see her back as well. To be honest, among this entourage, I was most excited to see James Marsden as Cyclops standing amongst them, just representing the integration of the old original X-Men actors into this grander scheme of the MCU universe. I mean, I just can't get over the fact that we're getting X-Men in their comic book accurate suits interplaying with all these Avengers related characters. It's just the most exciting aspect of all this. I'm thinking of Cyclops. There's a bunch of interviews after the panel that I watched of James Marsden, and he keeps repeatedly talking about this is Cyclops completely unleashed, so we're going to see his true power, which is really exciting, and they kind of showed us that in the teasers and the trailer, but I'm really looking forward to seeing a higher power level Cyclops just completely let it all loose and just go nuts on, whatever it is. Sentinels, Doom, whoever he's fighting. I want to see him full force so that it makes up for kind of how they treated him in all the other movies preceding this. So looking forward for a redemption of Cyclops to establish himself as the leader of the X-Men. We also got an announcement of Black Panther 3 starring David Johnson, who will be playing T'Challa's son, who's introduced in Black Panther 2 towards the end. So I guess this character is going to be grown up by the time we see him in his movie, and he will take on the mantle of Black Panther from his auntie. Now, I'm just glad that they're not trying to just replace T'Challa, like his character, and trying to replace Chadwick Boseman. I think that would be a mistake. So it was very smart to pivot over. They let the sister have the mantle for a while, and now we get the son. So I think that's a smart idea given our circumstances. And I'm just glad they're not doing like here's an alternate universe Black Panther T'Challa, and here's your new actor. I'm not familiar with David Johnson's work. A lot of people are saying this is an amazing casting choice, that he's an outstanding, phenomenal young actor. They reference Alien Romulus, which I haven't seen, and The Long Walk or The Longest Walk. I also haven't seen that. So let me know in the comments if you've seen his work, if you think he's a good choice or not. From the brief comments he made in the panel that I heard, he sounds like he's got some acting chops. He sounds like he's got a certain gravitas in his voice. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the character. So apparently today on Sunday, they revealed a bunch of the merchandise and action figures from the Avengers Doomsday movie. So from what I can tell, we're getting Cyclops, Gambit, Magneto, Professor X, Beast, a Sentinel, Doctor Doom. I mean, these figures look so good. They look so amazing. The costumes are perfect for each of these characters. The detail, the texture, absolutely stunning. The accessories, Cyclops has different optic blast settings. He's got the leather jacket. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. I'm gushing over these Hot Toys action figures. On top of the Hot Toys reveal, we have Hasbro's reveal of their X-Men Marvel Legends figures from the Avengers Doomsday as well. Hasbro is cooking with this one, y'all. So I see that they have Magneto, Gambit, a new Shang-Chi, Captain America, Sam Wilson, Thor, who has Cyclops, of course, some of the Fantastic Four characters as well. And my God, these all look phenomenal. Well, I'm going to say I'm probably least excited about Thor. It looks fairly generic. We've seen a lot of different figures of Thor that look pretty similar. Fantastic Four figures, I mean, they got the jackets now, but I think I prefer the original First Steps figures. Shang-Chi, unfortunately, they didn't upgrade his costume as much as I thought or was hoping they would. It's more or less the same armored shirt, except now he's got like a couple of extra tassels hanging down and his pants are baggier. He's not wearing the skinny jeans. And instead of the Jordans, he's got, I guess, like plain black boots, more superhero-like. But he's got this great ring effect with the power and flames around it, which is awesome because that was missing from the first release, from the first movie. They just have him kind of bare arms with no rings to do the effects with that. Gambit looks pretty awesome, although I did do a custom Channing Tatum Gambit using just a comic book buck. But the movie one does look pretty awesome. It's got some extra detail that the comic book buck does not have, such as the X on his belt, some of the lines and texturing on his armor, and of course a very nice Channing Tatum head with longer hair, longer, messier hair, which I was happy to see. I thought his hair looked too short and too neat in the Deadpool and Wolverine appearance. So now they're making it look more like the comic book where it's kind of long and out of control. Not too excited about the Captain America Sam Wilson figure. It's a little bit brighter, but I mean, we've seen figures of him as Captain America already. Magneto looks pretty magnificent. I love his costume design. I think it's a perfect blend of kind of the original look, but also with the comic book inspired look as well. Dr. Doom, great design overall, so his figure looks fantastic. Cyclops, I'm probably most excited about again. Seeing him in the blue and the yellow straps just makes me so happy. So I'm really looking forward to getting Cyclops in hand. That's all I'm seeing right now. I'm not sure if they've revealed any other ones, but let me know in the comments if I missed any or if you know that we're expecting more. But I will probably be getting most of these figures. I'm noticing there's not like a revealed mask of Dr. Doom. We haven't actually seen that in any of the promotional material. So I'm starting to wonder if we're even going to see Robert Downey Jr.'s face as Dr. Doom underneath the mask at all in the movie. I think there's a decent chance that we won't. But I feel like that's a missed opportunity if they don't reveal his face, because that could be a very cool plot twist where, you know, he's more or less a variant of Tony Stark in a different universe. And that's why he looks the way he looks, and that will have some emotional effect when our heroes have to face up against him. So I think they are cooking up some sort of reveal scene, and maybe in this wave they're not wanting to spoil that. So maybe we'll get one later on where his mask is removed. But let me know what you think, if they're going to show his face or not. We'd love to hear your hypothesis on that as well. Although I hate to miss Comic-Con, I did decide to sit out this year because I went 2 years in a row. Just wanted to take a little bit of a break, build up some excitement for the next one I do decide to attend. But I think the big thing that I missed out on was the Avengers Doomsday display that they had in the exhibit hall. Namely getting to see up close and personal the detailing on the Cyclops costume as well as the Gambit costume. I would have loved to have gotten a closer look of that and to get my own photos and video footage of that as well. But that's been like the highlight for me. I'm really big on comic book accurate costumes. That brings me the most joy and delight from all of this stuff. So to see Cyclops and Gambit on display, their costumes full on display, as well as the Hot Toys, as well as the Hasbro toys, just makes me such a kid again. And it's really hard to contain my excitement when I see those costumes. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today as far as mostly the Hall H reveals and some of the action figures that I'm looking forward to most that were revealed today. But hopefully we'll get to see these toys on sale pretty soon because I can't wait to get my hands on them. Can't wait to watch Spider-Man Brand New Day. I know that was a big part of this con as well. Got tickets for next week, so I'll be watching that and reviewing that, so look out for that video. But until then, we'll see you next time. Take care.